The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
This just in, the DOJ and FBI just said there is no Epstein list. Also, he definitely killed himself and never blackmailed anyone. And I'm here to tell you why you are a moron if you ever thought there was an Epstein list. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, corruption, and help spread the light of truth and freedom because truth conquers. Now, here is the new truth of the situation. Jeffrey Epstein had no list. Case closed. Now America can finally have closure, and let's tip our hats to a job well done to the FBI and DOJ on this new information. Now, victims officially have justice. We have closure. We have the answers we need because the FBI and DOJ just informed us there is no Epstein list. Yes, Pam Bondi has referenced the list before, but we'll get to that. There is no list. Epstein blackmailed nobody, so no need to look into that. And he definitely killed himself. So this is all buttoned up really well. And some would say, yeah, okay, the FBI has admitted there's like 300 hours of, footage of minors doing things, but we can't derive a list from that, ladies and gentlemen. Technically speaking, there's no Epstein list. Well, there's hundreds of hours of felonious trafficking activities involving minors. So there's probably very well documented criminals in that. We can just literally see them on video. But the fact is there's no list. Maybe video evidence, but there's no list. So I'm excited. We can finally move on. And we'll see exactly what the Justice Department says in a moment. But first, we have to pay tribute to Ghislaine Maxwell. I think this makes her an innocent woman. Did she traffic minors? No. To no one. You have to traffic them to someone else. This is a time of reparations and amnesty for Ghislaine Maxwell. We need to start a GoFundMe to help her get out of her false imprisonment. And in news that has no correlation to absolutely anything, all in 1 week, we find Diddy is innocent of the major crimes he was accused of. And we find out that the Epstein case is 100% buttoned up. There's no Epstein list. And there was like nobody in the Diddy tapes that had thousands of people. There was nobody in those tapes. So we're good to go. And in other news that has no correlation to anything, Maureen Comey was the lead prosecutor in the Diddy trial that found him, well, pretty innocent. Maureen Comey was also the lead prosecutor in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial that found her guilty of trafficking minors to nobody. And she was also the prosecutor in the 2019 Epstein trial. And in other correlations to absolutely nothing, Maureen Comey is the daughter of former disgraced FBI director James Comey, who recently called for the assassination of President Trump. So when you look at it, this all looks extremely above board. Now that we conclude there is no Epstein client list, and if you still think there is, how paranoid are you? What's wrong with you? Now, with the DOJ and FBI saying there is no Epstein list, and of course, he didn't blackmail anyone that would have a lot to lose in positions of power. There's some complicating factors. The kind of, one of the complicating factors is essentially the head of the DOJ Attorney General Pam Bondi, when she would talk about the Epstein list and, well, how it was literally on her desk. That might make you, who's a moron, falsely think that there is an Epstein list because she's referencing it and telling you it's currently on her desk. If you're a moron, you would falsely jump to conclusions and think there's an Epstein list. And that'd be your first mistake. First, let's hear Pam Bondi talking about the Epstein list that she has that simultaneously does not exist.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So
And that makes me more optimistic that we're going to get clarity on also the JFK and MLK deaths. And here's Pam Bondi again.
We all did. And the FBI handed over a couple hundred pages of documents. But, you know, Sean, I gave them a deadline of Friday at 8 a.m. to get us everything. And a source had told me where the documents were being kept. Southern District of New York, shock. So we got them all by, hopefully all of them, Friday at 8 a.m., thousands of pages of documents. I have the FBI going through them, and Cash is also, now that we have Cash here, it's a game changer, of course.
It's definitely a game changer now that Cash is in. So jog your memory, a couple months back, Pam Bondi says, we're going to release the files tomorrow. Then they release like a couple pages with like stick figure drawings on them. And she says, well, part of the FBI in New York, they withheld files from us. That's wrong. We're going to get those. And now that she has everything, she can safely conclude that nothing exists. We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first I want to tell you about Bond Charge's infrared sauna blanket, because we're living in a new paradigm of health where now even the common person has woken up and realized nobody's healthy by accident anymore. 73% of people are overweight and obese. We have 77% of young people unfit for military service. 6 out of 10 kids have a chronic disease. And it's not just disease you need to be aware of. It's the reduced quality of life, reduced energy that you have every day when you're not healthy. That's why I absolutely love my infrared sauna blanket. You can burn up to 600 calories in one session, flush out toxins. It's an excellent way to reduce stress, and I always sleep better. And I always keep in mind the study out of Finland that shows regular sauna use equals a 40% reduction in all-cause mortality. The infrared sauna blanket is the most convenient, affordable sauna system on the market. It's powerful, heats up quickly, cleans up quickly. I love mine. If you want to take responsibility for your health and how you feel and function on a daily basis, go to bondcharge.com/JPReacts and check out the infrared sauna blanket. Be sure to use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off. And for even more savings, you should know all Bond Charge products are HSA, FSA eligible, offering you up to a 40% tax savings. That's bondcharge.com/JPReacts. Now back to the video. And I think public trust in Pam Bondi has gone up, second only to Kash Patel.
Well, the Epstein Black Book, like on day one.
On day one, roll out the Black Book.
Black Book being synonymous with a list.
So will you work with me on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings?
Absolutely, Senator. It's child sex trafficking.
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. Sure thing. I'm on it. I'll find you that list. And what I found about that list, there is no list all of a sudden. Now, the statement from the U.S. Department of Justice and the FBI. A bunch of gobbledygook. Main paragraph here, third one down. This systemic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Somewhere in there, it also goes on to say, like, well, Epstein definitely killed himself because, you know, the video footage of his cell, we reviewed it, and the video footage of his cell wasn't on his cell, but it was on other parts of the block, and nobody knew came into the block during the time he killed himself. So that rules out everyone other than, well, murderers who are already in his block that could have gone into his cell, but it's not probable that murderers would murder someone. Nonetheless, the conclusion, he definitely killed himself. Now, what makes this 100% concrete valid, and you're just an idiot if you think otherwise, this is typed out on official letterhead. Look at these two emblems on the upper left-hand corner. Department of Justice and Department of Justice. So apparently they have two. They didn't know which one to use, so they used both of them. Now, when you look at what's undoubtedly dozens of Illuminati symbology in here, you just know this is factual. This is what they want us to think, and they want us to think this because this is what's actually true. This is official letterhead. Are you going to stay hesitant about the COVID shots? Is that how paranoid you are? If you're not believing this, are you still in denial that COVID's killing everybody and the shots save lives? Like, it stops with you? I don't know about you, but I just feel tremendous closure and tremendous gratitude for the FBI getting to the bottom of this case. I don't know why Pam Bondi lied. Lying about No, she was lying when she said there was an Epstein list. Don't you get it? What are you, a round earther? She was lying when she said there was an Epstein list. Why would she lie about that? Because she wanted attention. She's not going to get to go on Fox News. She's just like, there's no list. There's nothing to talk about. This case is pretty well closed. So Pam Bondi, I understand why she lied. She just wanted attention. She's a woman. So I think she gets a pass on that because we've all been there. We've all lied about having the Epstein list on our desk. I know I have dozens of times, and my friends are like, can I see it? I'm like, no, but you can talk to me about it. Some things I can't tell you quite yet. Let's get to some additional opinions. Julian Assange, who is willing to tell truth to a degree where he's excommunicated from his country, which makes me not believe what he's saying here. But nonetheless, Julian Assange says the reason the FBI wouldn't let the Epstein client list come out in court is because if they did, their blackmail would no longer be useful and the CIA would lose control over all the powerful people they spent decades setting up. So that would imply, from his opinion, just delusional, the DOJ and FBI are maybe currently making up the fact that there is no list so that whoever is blackmailed by the list can stay blackmailed and the FBI and DOJ can continue having power over them. That could be true, except the FBI and DOJ also concluded that nobody's being blackmailed. So Julian Assange, if you ask me, that's 3 strikes, you're out. Discredited forever. And Elon Musk posts this. What time is it? Oh, look, it's no one has been arrested. O'clock. The official Jeffrey Epstein arrest counter. Well, yeah, that's still at 0, but nonetheless, we can't stress enough. There is no list. They've said there's hundreds, if not thousands of hours of footage of horrendous acts being done to minors. Now, in that video footage, if there's horrendous acts being done to minors, you'd think the ones doing the acts to minors would be in the video footage that contains the video footage of those acts. And I'm here to say climate change is real. It's the number one threat to our country. If you're letting this case distract you, there's probably a wildfire sneaking up on you right now because of your carbon footprint. I would implore you to be mindful of your carbon footprint and don't fall for the distraction of things don't add up here. Well, you know what? Not everything adds up because when you're doing subtraction, nothing's going to add up. So quit thinking like a moron. I'm on board with the FBI and DOJ. I just wish they would have come out sooner and said there was no client list, even though they've kind of been saying that for the past 6 years, but whatever. Case closed. Let's move on, America. There is no client list. Epstein killed himself. And in fact, no one was blackmailed, especially all the people that flew on Epstein's private plane. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments below and the FBI and DOJ's new findings that conclude no list. Let me know what you think, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, you better stop being skeptical.